So here's my 5-step process that I go through. And this, for those of you who are new to it, I'm going to dive in a little bit on some things here so you can see it. Those of you who are used to doing it, I would encourage you, just listen for something that maybe, a way I approach this that maybe you haven't seen or heard before, that you can implement into what you're doing. So here's how it works. Number one, you have to install the Facebook pixel on your website. You've got to find out how to do that. If you don't control your website, you've got to work out how to do it. So the core of my business is building WordPress websites. That's what I do day in, day out, and all the other marketing stuff is essential around that to make the website effective. So this is a strategy that I have that I implement all the time. In fact, I've got an article and a downloadable guide on how to do it. If you don't know, just head over here to neilr.me/fbpixel, and you can read the article, or if you want a portable copy, you can download it from there and take it with you. I'll show you exactly how to do it, primarily with a WordPress focus, but in general terms, I'm explaining the process. What is the Facebook pixel? Who can help me with that? What is it?
Well, it's a code that lets you know who's been on your site.
Yeah.
And they're also connected to Facebook.
Yes. So it is anonymously, because this is the other thing I get from people is I explain this and they go, "Oh, great! When can you give me a list of who's been there?" I'm like, "No, I can't give you a list, but I can use the data to continue to stay in front of people." And basically, it tags you and then associates you with a Facebook account, assuming you have one, and then basically builds profile information about you, so you can be included and targeted. And if you don't know this, when you see an ad, and if you're wondering, why in the world am I seeing this ad? There are 3 little dots up in the corner. If you right-click that, I forget what the actual wording of it is, but one of the options there, if you click on it, it will actually tell you why you're seeing the ad. If you don't ever want to see it again, you can click one beneath that and basically tell them, I don't want to see these guys anymore, and you want to see their ads. But there is a reason why, and often the Facebook pixel is a big reason why. And they'll basically say, in that case, you visit the website. This is absolutely vital. Who doesn't have a Facebook pixel on their website or doesn't know if they do? Anybody? All right? Okay? So that's an important one as well. And then the other question that comes is, well, we've got one, but how do I know if it's working or not? That's really important. There is a little extension for Chrome, and I talked about this for those that were here last week again. I love Chrome as a browser, and you can add all these things into Chrome that will give you much greater insight. I helped Jill set up the keyword research one this week from what we talked about last week, so she can do keyword research now right in the Google search. This is one you need to do. It's called Facebook Pixel Helper Chrome Extension is what you want to search for. Facebook Pixel Helper Chrome Extension. Why? Because any page on the internet that you hit, it will tell you whether the Facebook pixel is live on it. And if so, what is it live for? And in most cases, it's going to be a view that you view the page. And when you click on it, it'll be up in your menu area there. You'll get this sort of data. You'll get what the pixel ID is, and then any other little pieces of information there that go with it. That's important. So if you don't know if your website has the Facebook pixel on it, get Chrome's Facebook Pixel Helper, install it, go back to your website, to the home page, and see if that shows up. And it'll have a little green box with a number 1, 2, or something like that. If it stays gray, you do not have the Facebook Pixel on your website. I'm not, at the end, if we have some time, I'm happy to go and show you where all that sort of stuff will be and that whole process. I wasn't going to dive into that, but the article here gives you everything you need to do. You have to have a Facebook ad account. When you go into the ad account, you need to go into the pixel area, create it, and then get a piece of code to stick on your site. Or if you have a WordPress site, I'll tell you the plugin to install, and then all you have to do is add your pixel ID and you're done. And then go back, test the page, see if the pixel is live with the pixel helper, boom, you're done. Very important, and even if you aren't going to run ads anytime soon, I would tell you, go install the pixel helper to your site. So you are already so go and install the pixel to your site. So you're already collecting the data on your visitors to your site. Because that's really important. You don't need to be running ads for that to happen. You just need to do it well.
Does that pixel put it on every page of your site?
Yeah. Well, it depends again on what your site's built in.
Well, it's WordPress.
WordPress with the plugin, I think my favorite is Pixel My Site. Yes.
And I'll be every page.
Every page, and then if you have a certain page where you want to do a parameter, like if they hit this page, they're a lead, or if they hit this thank you page, they're a purchase, or something like that, you could build that in really easy as well, much easier than by the code way. But it's all in there, sort of thing. And so if you've got certain pages that are you need to tag slightly differently, do that. Like, I like to think of, these are visitor pages, these are buyer pages. If they're buyer pages, maybe they need to be seeing a different type of ad than a visitor. So if you hit this type of page, this is an advanced strategy, but that's the power you have available to you now. They get your checkout cart but never did anything. You can turn that into certain ads. Schools can use it based on what they're visiting. Elementary focus, maybe they can get some things that are more elementary focus, middle school, high school, and that sort of thing. With the adult ed program that I work with, for them, they've got Learn English, they've got HSE equivalency, and then they've got career training. Especially if they get the career training side of things, we want to know that they're interested in that, so we can remarket back to them the stuff that they want to know, not the stuff that's irrelevant, like maybe they don't need to learn English. Some people think I need to learn English, but most days I'm pretty good, I think. So, Pixel. Any questions on the Pixel, installing the Pixel and what that all looks like? I think there's only a few of you said you don't have that, or at least didn't know about it. So hopefully you can get that sorted and get that up and running in your site. Sometimes you've got to send a line of code to someone, and Facebook actually gives you that right there. Put in their email address, it'll send them the code that they need. And if they're doing a website, they should know what to do with it. But it gives them directions. Okay, so that's step number one. You've got to get the foundation laid on. Step number two is you've got to create audiences. This may or may not be step number two, but I think it's important enough that I want to make it the second step with that. There are 3 types of audiences on Facebook, and this is, I just love this. I get a little excited about it. I'm a crazy man, I know, I get it. Because when I started in marketing, and I worked in schools, I was a teacher in schools for a long time, so I did marketing for private schools. We didn't have any of this stuff. We had none of this. And it was all just sweat and toil. A guy and I, we went and visited over 150 families in a summer because we had no idea of data like this. It didn't exist in 1998, 9, that sort of time period. So you've got this power. So here's what we've got. We've got core audiences, and you create those yourself. And you're able to sort of pick from the data, like I said about well there, and mortgages and all of that. There's data that he can use to pull that together. But on the basic level, characteristics like age, like gender, like location, and different things like that, and much, much more interests. These are the sort of things you have available to you, and that's what you want to be able to pull from and create some. From that. One great strategy I like for what I do on the marketing side is I'm looking for people who are interested in some of the strategy behind marketing. So if they follow some of the big names in marketing, and Facebook tells me I can piggyback onto those audiences. If you like Frank Kern, and digital marketer and Ryan Lee and all these guys that I follow out there, I can piggyback right on that and send stuff to their audience. If you've got competitors who are a big enough brand name out there. So, Robbie, in your case, there are some huge, remediation companies and that are out there. You can go identify who they are, people who like those companies, put a geographic fence around that you want, and boom, you've got people who have expressed some interest in what you offer. And that's much better than just throwing it out there and seeing if something sticks. So with core audiences, you get to manually create an audience based on criteria that you select. Custom audiences, I love this. You got a database, upload it into Facebook. See how much it can match, and by upload, I'd like to see a list that is name, email, address, phone number. If you can get all that data, throw it up into Facebook. Facebook will go out and try to match as many of those people as it can. So the advantage of that, you could be running some promos on Facebook that are customer specific. Get in front of them in a different way. If they're not opening emails, they're probably opening Facebook. And if they see your brand that they know and recognize already, you might engage them in a way you never thought. But you can do it based on website traffic. That's your pixel right there. Upload a list. Or you can do it like with people who like your Facebook page or have engaged with your Facebook page or an ad or something like that. So you got that category. Yeah.
Is there a specific place where you upload that contact list?
Yes, in the audiences section. I got a little more insight to show you. I may help you see where that will go.
Okay.
But yes, there is a very specific place where you upload that. And you're going to store all these audiences in there. And you can go in and work on building audiences and that anytime you want. You don't have to be in an ad campaign mode in order to do that. You could be continuing to build these audiences. So that's cool. I like that. But what's even cooler is lookalike audiences. Because lookalike audiences take the data you have. So let's say you upload your customer list to Facebook and you get 150 hits. You're like, that's not great. I don't like that. Facebook will take, and I don't get how it does it, but I'm not asking questions. It takes the data it's got as a group for your customers and will go out and find tons more just like them. That's the power, I believe, in what you have available there. Tons more just like them. And now you can use these similar people to market to, because there's a good chance that they'll be also interested in what you have to offer. So you've got these three great audiences, different audiences that you can pull together to use as you build your campaigns out. So let me just dig in a little deeper on that. When you're in the ad manager, right? You're in there, you see this up here, and by the way, you click on it's on this word here, but on the little Facebook arrow on the far right, when it's blue, is how you get to all of this over there. Alright, so you're in the ad manager, you click on that, you're going to go to your audiences section. That's where that hangs out. Alright, so let's look at these a little bit more. So you can pick based on location. Right? X number of miles from. Can I tell you this little secret? Maybe I'll tell you this. So I had a manufactured housing client that I was working with on their ad campaigns. And we wanted to target people in other manufactured housing communities around them with an ad. So I was able to go in here and create an audience by specific address. So I had the main address for the community, and then I said 1 mile around that. And so those ads dropped immediately on that community. And I did that for about 25 of them around in the area. We got great results on that ad, because that ad was actually offering to move them for free. Now, the people who ran the places didn't like seeing that ad when they pulled up their Facebook. That's what happens. If If we try to go in and knock door to door, how would that have gone over? Not so good. Mailing in the mailbox? Yeah, probably wouldn't have hit. This was a great way to target people. And totally legit way of being able to get a message out to an audience, but in a very specific way. But on general terms, you can pick a zip code and then an area around it. You can pick cities. You can just do a list of cities. You can do zip codes. Any of that sort of stuff in there. So you can build an audience based on your their location. And Facebook has 3 different ways of looking at that. It's people who live there, people who have been in that area, or what's the third option? I'm drawing a blank right now. Okay, but there's 3 options off the top of my head there. That is not just, so like, if you live in Florida but you're visiting in Plainfield, you could target somebody who's visiting in Plainfield for something that's maybe holiday specific, that sort of thing. Okay, so location based. Then you've got demographic based. Age and gender, even language, if that's relevant on that. If you're doing a foreign language push to learn English to Spanish speakers, let's pick Spanish on here. I don't write that in English, so I get confused. If anybody responds to that ad, you know you got your targeting wrong, right? Here's the one thing that I think is really important out of that is the age piece. It goes from 16 to 65 plus. And I'll often run a first campaign and let the doors open wide. I don't ever start at 16. I rarely start at 18 with anything that I'm running ads for. I'll have a base age group in there and that sort of thing. Even if a client says to me, we know our audience is X. My strategy with this is I'm trying to work out, is it really? Let's confirm that by getting in front of a lot of people, not just gut feeling. And so I'll open it wide to start with. But once I get going and I know, and I'll show you some results here in a bit, you'll see exactly how I don't want to do that once I know more than that. If I know from a fact that we've run ads over and over again, and nobody under 35 clicks on in those, why waste money on that, showing it to that age group? It's not worth it. Let's just concentrate it into the ages that will matter. So that's why it's great to have that done. Interest-based tagging. I mean, there's a ton of stuff in here. This is where you'll find out a lot about people that you can utilize to sort of go further with all of that. You can type stuff in the search box here, it'll pull stuff up, and then you're able to build a profile of an audience that really is what you want to be targeting. Not necessarily what somebody's own action has done in this case. Okay, behavior-based targeting. So you've got anniversaries, you've got some customizations that people fall into. You've got visual activities. What I like here is just being able to go through this and sometimes find stuff you're like, oh wow, I never thought about that. That would actually be a really good target for this ad. Test it. See if it is. See if those interests actually get you better results versus an ad that doesn't focus on people with those interests. And then you'll have a much better idea as to whether it's useful to you. Okay, so that's your core audiences. If you're creating a custom audience, you'll see this window here. Right, so this is where you upload your customer file, right there. When you go to the create a custom audience, it'll pull it up right there and allow you to upload the file. It'll give you a downloadable like Excel template to follow, so it can match the data then. But then it will go to work on doing it. This is where you start to create the pixel, website traffic. If you have an app and you want to drive people to the app, you would use the app activity here. And then the engagement on Facebook, which I said I would use very sparingly because I don't think it's aligned with what most businesses' objectives, and that is to get new opportunities, is necessarily. It's too far away from that. But these are all ways that you can create a custom audience. And the good, fun thing about like website traffic is you can have it go back a number of months even, and try to match people with all that. So there's some really cool things that are available to you. You're not starting with zero if you set it up for that. All right, again, if you need that, this is how to set up the Facebook pixel. You can head over to that site there. I'll share it one more time. I was plugging that for some reason when I created this. And then the lookalikes, right? It'll take one of the audiences you've already built, and you're going to ask for a lookalike. In this case here, I did a 1% match. All right, so I'm wanting to match as closely as possible. You can go all the way out to a 5. Typically, this will find you like U.S. population, not local. And I find that usually 1% will give you about 2 million results, and 5% will give you like 5 or 6 million results. So that's no good for Avon schools. But you take that, and then you put the specific geographic perimeter around it. Now you've found your audience that you're looking for with that. It'll tell you how many, when you're creating an ad, it'll tell you exactly how many fall in that category. Because one of the problems you can have is targeting too small. I wouldn't be running an ad to 7 people. Used to be a day, I love this trick. I don't think you can do it anymore. Used to be a day where I could have created an ad and targeted it and just showed it on Jill's Facebook page if I wanted to. But she's the only one that would see it. Could be a little scary. With all that. Look, I don't believe you can do that anymore the way they've got it set up. There used to be a way to target like that narrow if you needed to with all of that. But this is what the lookalike will look like. You can get all your characteristics. I'll often, because again, some of my stuff is digital. I don't need to see the person. I'll run ads, and I'll run to Australia, Canada, United Kingdom, and the United States. Open the door much wider. And you'll often find when you do that, that some things resonate with one country more than another. Then when I get into the evaluating, I go, man, Canada didn't respond much to this, so I'm going to shut Canada off. So on and so forth.